Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and exciting news today. We're going to pull clutch number 8 here on camera. We don't get to do this very often because usually I find the clutches and camera guy Kurt doesn't happen to be there, and if I try to selfie film, it's going to look like ass. But today I opened up a tub. We're actually getting ready to feed today. I opened up a tub just to check my ones we were close, and lo and behold, what do we have? Eggs. Now I can't see the eggs. I've never seen the eggs. I can just tell by the way she's wrapped up. She's sitting on a clutch. So you guys are going to see the eggs with me. Now, of course, I'll get to see them a few days before you do, because it'll take a while for this video to get posted, etc., etc., etc. But you're going to see exactly what I see. Now, before we go pull them out, a few things we need to do. Clean ourselves up, right? We need to make ourselves an incubation tub. We like to use Perlite, this stuff right here. Doesn't matter the brand. You know, people say, oh, if it's got plant food in it, it'll kill them. That's not at all the case. It's just a medium to keep the water off the snakes. That's all it is. You know, we're also not going to have our eggs sitting directly into it. Now, the plant food thing might be true if your eggs are directly into it. I don't know. Ours are not, so it really doesn't matter. You want a pretty decent amount of this. It is dry. It is going to make you, like, get everything dusty. Yeah, a little more. And don't worry, I have a whole other bag. I don't like to run out of this stuff. So I knew I was low. I got a second bag, which is good. Because some things, for whatever reason, Perlite's one of them right now, is kind of hard to find. Around our town anyway. Okay. That ought to do it. That's probably too much. We'll deal with it. So then we're going to have our grate, which is going to hold the eggs like that, right? But before we do that, we have to add water. The grate is just simple light diffuser. The water I'm going to use is just lukewarm tap water. Kick up less dust this way. Still going to kick up some dust though. Now here's the thing. How do you know if you have too much water? Well, if it's going to touch your eggs, you got too much water. Otherwise, it's not too much water. Moisture is very key into egg incubation. So it's going to look like I'm putting a ton in there. That's by design. I can always dump some out. I may need to, we'll see. Like I say, I may have used too much Perlite in there, which wouldn't give me enough room for my eggs. You can see we got a large amount of water in there. Now see, I can press down and it kind of supports my hand a little bit, but I can still see the water squishing up. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to take this thing here. Yeah, no, it looks a little grody, but it'll be fine. We actually did disinfect it, get it down in there, and look at that. I can press down, and I'm not getting water up through the vents. That's kind of what we're after, right? See that? My hand comes up dry. That's what we're after. So that actually is looking really good. Next thing, just me to rinse my hand off, and then we're going to pull these eggs. Now, one thing I like to do, because the mom may not be too excited about this, let me share the pairing with you first. It is a pastel leopard, possible super leopard, paired to a blitz female, or blitz male, sorry. So very exciting clutch. Now before I pull these, one thing I went ahead and did, not there, not there, here. I went ahead and got a cage ready. So we already put in fresh Reptile Prime, brand new water bowl. We hit it with some mite prevention, you know, like I do every time I reset a cage, whole 9 yards. So it is ready to go. We're going to move her to this cage, and when we're done, we'll move her cage over there. Because this rack currently isn't heated, but we're about to have to start doing that anyway. So here she is. You know what? Maybe I can do this for video purposes. We're going to try to pull her over here for you. See if we can't make a better show of this. So you can see that position she's in. She has some shed skin in there from a pre-lay. I don't mess with them a lot. That's why they need a brand new cage whenever they're done laying. And she is on eggs. Now I don't know how many. My hope is at least 6, but let's see what we got. Come here, girly. Oh, well, it looks like we're doing okay. I'm not seeing any obvious slugs. Oh, I'm thinking we got more than 6 too. And just try to unwind her as gentle as possible. Just like that. When you get her, you can take a quick look at her. And you can see how, oh girlie, I know. You can see how hollowed out she is through there. It looks terrible, but that's normal. Look at that. Looks horrid, right? That's what I'm talking about, how they look like death warmed over, but that's pretty normal once they lay. I'm not seeing any retained eggs in there, so that's good. We'll put her back in there. Slide her in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to do this with the lights on. We'll see how it goes. We like to candle them. So we got first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 eggs. That one's good, 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 good. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's good. So all of them look fertile. The next thing I like to do is I like to mark my eggs. I am a believer that I want to keep them in the same position as close to as possible as I can, in which they would lay when I put them in the tub. So people say it doesn't matter, so people say it does. I'm going to err on the side of caution. So the way I do that is I simply write a number on top of each egg. Right? And the reason for that, and it's all the same number, but that's telling me this is the 8th clutch, and that 8 needs to be facing up. Sometimes it's a little difficult on an egg like that, so I'll mark that one later on because I can't really truly mark it the way I want. Now, if I were to just set these in here, they would not all fit. So let me get me some more room to work here, guys. Again, this is not what we were planning on doing today. It just kind of worked out. There we go. There we go. Here we go. If I run out of those, always have spare supplies. You'll see what they're for in a second. So I'm going to have to separate these eggs. Now I know they weren't here last night, so they shouldn't be too stuck, right? So just some gentle pressure usually can do it. See, not bad at all. Got it. So we're going to set that one there. I'm actually going to go a little bit closer to the side because we have a fairly decent sized clutch here. Now these are just for bracing to keep the egg from rolling around. That's all they're going to do. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So there's 2 I didn't get to mark. We can mark them both now. There we go. But I got to candle them all, I do believe. Did we get to this one down here? Yeah. See, you can tell it's good. You can really see they're all pretty good in there. Good vein work. She is not a first-time mom, but she's a first-time mom with us. A lot of other people I know use fishing line for this. I prefer just to use gentle pressure. And I try to change the angle I work on too. Now, have I ever ripped an egg? Yep, I have. Put a Band-Aid on it. So far, we've had to do that. We had pretty decent luck with them hatching. I know one we Band-Aided did not hatch, but, you know, that one's going to come off. There we go. So we'll pack that one in right there. Now this one's going to be an interesting one. You kind of get a feel for this. The reason I say it's interesting, so I want it to stand up like that, right? I also can have the top not touch it. So it's going to take a little bit of extra bracing. Let me put you like there. Q-tips are certainly my friend when it comes to this. We'll do something kind of like that. Perfect. And this will probably be the last one I have to separate right here. I'll show you why. I know some people will go through and will separate them all. Oh, there we got it. I don't. The reason I don't is because if these will fit in there stuck together, there's no real reason in the world I shouldn't do that. As a matter of fact, it will actually help with bracing everything together. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we are going to go through here. We are going to do a little bit more bracing just because I want to make sure everything stays in place. Now the reason we say she's a possible super leopard is the story I was told. So I bought this snake from a gentleman who was about to have their baby. Kind of the story of my world, right? I like to buy, I've said that before. I love people who are having babies and they have to reduce what they've got in life just due to time, right? Make for some, I always want to know the reason why somebody's getting rid of a proven female. We bought a couple females and one male from this gentleman. And we kind of took a risk on it because we were buying all of them on this snake because he said that she was proven, but he wasn't the one who proved her. So she'd been proven by somebody else, you know, and he'd bought her proven. That's always a little bit risky because then, you know, I'm not sure why that dude sold her. But, you know, with kind of buying a package and help a guy out we knew who was needing to get rid of some stuff, we decided to go ahead and do it. The story I was told was I think that she had laid like 4 or 6 eggs her first time. He had pictures of her on her clutch. So like it looked like a pretty up and up deal when he bought it. So, you know, I wasn't as concerned. There was to put me at ease. We look pretty well braced there, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Cool. And so with that, I felt a little better about it, you know, but still a little bit of a risk. But every baby was apparently a leopard, which would lead one to believe super leopard. And the super leopards, okay, what I'm looking for there, they don't look a lot different. So, you know, that could easily be, if you look through there on the camera, one thing you want to look for is you want to make sure this lid is not touching any egg. And you can see I've got clearance there. If I didn't have clearance, that's when we'd say, okay, we got to remove some paralite or do something because I can't have them physically touching. So now we're going to simply take this. We're going to walk it to our incubator. I don't know if you're going to be able to follow me on this journey or not, are you, Kurt? This is truly the scariest walk I make because if I were to drop this or trip on something or whatever, I would be potentially losing, you know, a bunch of babies. But we made it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set this one on the ground just for a second. I'm going to actually put this one on top of it. Reason for that is this is when I'm in a lot more because you can see we've got heads out there, you know. We had one out there a minute ago. There's a little nose out there. So because I'm going to be into this clutch a lot over the next couple of days, I'll put it on the top. Slide both these in on top of those. Woo! And we are done. So that is how you basically do that. Kurt, anything you want to add?
Nope.
Oh, one more thing. We go back to reptile room. I almost forgot. See, this will happen on my camera, unplanned. I tend to forget shit. One more thing. Like I said, she's in a non-heated tub right now. So you want to pull your label so you don't ever mix up your snakes. Obviously with her, I'd be able to look. She's the only leopard I have. It'd be pretty easy to tell, you know. Yep. Which one she is. But if I was dealing with hets, like the other day we had multiple eggs and one of them was from a het, if I didn't pull those as I go, then I could start to run into problems down the road. So it is important that you do pull those. Get those out. Put her back in her spot on the heat. Wow. So we're actually going to attempt to feed her here in probably a couple hours. See how she does. I don't anticipate she'll eat, but it happens to be feed day. So we'll just throw this in here for cleaning later because, like I say, these all will need to be cleaned and reset. So we're going to have to fire up this 10 stack as more things move. So I'm down to one empty tub, and that's it over here, which is a great problem to have. All right, Kurt, you want to add?
No.
All right, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.